Hello everyone, I am Erika of BEADIngschool.com and you are watching No One Has to Bead Alone, my weekly free beading workshop where all beaders from all around the world can join and get together and work on the same design. And that is super fun, especially to see afterward all the beautiful results of your work. I see already Eleanor joining. Hi, Eleanor. And Maria and Sarah and Claire is here. Lovely to see you, ladies. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Please let me know. So I know that all the technical stuff is all right. And hi, Connie, and hi, Katie, and Robina is here. Ladies, welcome, Robina, please. It is her first time joining us in real time. She's watching usually the YouTube channels. And Ginny and Shirley. Sarah says she can hear me and see me. Thank you, Sarah. Marion. Katy can also hear me and see me. Hi, Katy. Wonderful. Thank you, ladies. So, today we are going to work on the Frida design. And I'm curious. Well, I think it's very obvious with this tassel at the bottom, this fan tassel, and the name that I chose it because of Frida Kahlo and Mexico, or maybe it's just obvious to me. I don't know. But what do you think? What was first, the name, and then I wanted to bead something Mexican? Or did I have the design first, and then I chose the name Frida to honor Frida Kahlo, the Mexican painter? What do you think? And Elena is here also, and Kata is here, Gunel is here, Colin made it also, and 𝐂𝐋𝐈𝐒𝐄𝐑𝐈𝐿EVE. Oh, Robina says, no, it definitely won't be the last time. Wonderful. Katy thinks that first was the design. Hi, Deb. Connie thinks that the name was first. Hi, Teresa. Daniele, hi. Cora is here also. Hi, Cora. So lovely to see you. Corinne also thinks that the design was first. Hi, Brit Marie. Elena says also that the design came first. Kata too. Oh, Gunnar is just reading a book about Frida Kahlo. What a nice coincidence. Ginny says, it is always interesting how things evolve when beading. I think the design came first. Hi, Sarah. Well, I can say that in this case, the design came first. And then when I was thinking about the name, then I felt already that it has this Mexican vibe. So then I chose the name Frida in honor of Frida Kahlo, but sometimes it is the opposite indeed. Like it was, for example, with the 𝐻𝐻𝐄𝐑𝐈𝐿 earrings that I was traveling somewhere. 𝐻𝐻𝐿 is a Dutch town. And when I returned home after coming back from a trip, I saw 𝐻𝐻𝐿 at the train station, the name 𝐻𝐻𝐿 at the train station. And when I came home, then I made a note of it. And then I think the name 𝐻𝐻𝐿 waited for 2 or maybe even 3 years until the design came to life. So it can be very, very different. So someone needs a nap first before everything. Nicolene, is it you after your nap? Anita is back. Joyce is also here. Wonderful. So, ladies, you can watch this broadcast today from the Beading School Facebook page and also from the Beading School Club. And in case that you are watching from the club, then you need to click on the link that is on the top of the video to enable my broadcasting program. That's the one that enables me to broadcast at the same time to 2 places. And then I see all the comments coming in from the club and from the page and not only one. So you need to give permission to the program to see your name and see your face if you want to, if you feel comfortable with it. And then I can see that who you are. And it's actually not Nicolene, it's Shaila. Hi, Shaila. Manuela is here too. Martine, wonderful. So, ladies, let's get started with Frida today. I am putting on screen now only the picture of the finished jewel. Here it is. And let's do, and also my second camera with the bead mat. And let's talk about different possibilities, what you can do with the design. Let's do a material check. Let's see that if we have everything. So, and as you can see, there is a pretty big difference in the colors of the picture and in the colors of my second camera. The colors are actually closer, a lot closer to the ones on the picture, and my second camera is misbehaving. And note the fan tassel, which is, by the way, 15% off this week, together with all the beautiful fan flowers and the tassels and these crystal flowers in metal settings, they are all 15% off until next Tuesday. Just find the summer spirit under inspiration in the e-shop. But yeah, but I wanted to say that the one what is in front of me, it's actually even a little bit different than on the picture, but definitely a lot closer to the one on the picture than on the video. It's a very hot pink, like disco pink, and not a salmon colored one like on the camera. Kata says, restock, your store is wrong. Yeah, I couldn't get any of the yellow fan flowers. I am a bit like, yeah, disillusioned that I did not order enough. And hi, Nicolene. So, yeah, let's do the material check, and then let's talk about what are you going to do with it and what are the possibilities. So, if we start from the middle, then you need DELICA beads, MIYUKI DELICA 11s. In the middle, I have these matte silver ones, and then later I switched to a matte yellow. If you want to know the number of this matte yellow, I really like it. It's 2284. As you can see, and as I told you in the club, I beaded the second motif late night, and unfortunately, I used a different shade for this motif here. I didn't notice it when I was beading it only in the evening, but this is the one that I intended to use. This is my perfect yellow recently. So besides the two colors of DELICA, you will need also round MIYUKI seed bead size 15, sorry, no 11s today, size 15. And I combined 3 different colors. I combined my beloved dark bronze, only a few of those. Then I used also this matte nickel plated, it's number 190F. It is a wonderful neutral color, which I love using in all kinds of designs. And then the matte green one, it is number 2028. And for me, it looks like the sea glass that you find on beaches. Actually, it's funny, I have never seen sea glass in real life, I think, only on pictures. But I think this is something like that. And besides that, you also need 4mm PRECIOSA BICONE beads, and mine are also a recent favorite, and I was actually surprised at how good they look together with the yellow matte seed beads. What I used is the pink sapphire matte, And I think they are just perfect together. And yeah, those were the obligatory beads that you absolutely have to have for the motifs. And then it's up to you that how do you combine them, how do you join them to each other. So I have, for example, an ear stud with a big crystal, and I connected it to the first motif using a peyote bezelled chaton, a purple velvet PRECIOSA chaton. Then in between the two triangles, I have 4mm faceted round PRECIOSA crystal beads, and I think it's dark amethyst AB. I know that 𝐂𝐈𝐒𝐄𝐑𝐈𝐂𝐄 likes this color very much. Then I have the fan tassel that I mentioned, so it gets this summery vibe, but you can also just hang here a glass drop, a crystal drop, glass drop in metal setting, or nothing. It's completely up to you. And let's look at the comments. Do you have everything, by the way? Did you do your material check together with me? Do you have everything? Chris is here. Hi. And Anastasia. Ahoy, Staska. And Kata says about the yellow fan flowers, these ones in the top left corner. Then you can imagine how disappointed I am with yellow. I'm so sorry, Kata. And hi, Annie. And hi, Sharon. And Eleanor says, I have a plan for a bracelet with several colors, shades on the different motifs. That sounds really good, Eleanor. Eleanor is a specialist on bracelets, I want to say. Robina, thank you so much. I think it's something that you can really develop well. I think if you have seen the jewels that I've made like 15 years ago with all black, then you would not recognize them now. And Joanna is here. Oh, at least listening to us. Enjoy the time with your son. And thanks for checking up on us too. And hi, Ginny. And okay, Eleanor is looking at beads now. Ginny is thinking about colors. Sarah can't focus. In the meanwhile, tell the ladies who may not have seen your post today in the club that why can't you focus today? And let's get started in the meanwhile. So I will hide the finished image, and just a sec. Why is this not reacting? Just a sec, my camera got stuck. Okay, now it's working well. I wanted to hide the image, but when I pushed the button, then it did not react. Now it's good. So if you have not downloaded yet the tutorial, then I am posting the link, but also Adam set up a new link for us. So now it's enough if you type in no-one-has-to-be-alone.com, and it takes you to the page where you can download the printable file that makes it easier for you to follow the workshop. You have always two options. Either you can buy the tutorial for €5, and this way you can support the broadcast, or if you need my helping hand or helping hand, then download the tutorial for free and enjoy it, everyone. And I am really, really glad for everyone to join me today. And what I would like to ask, that in any case, please invite your beading friends to join us, and please spread the word about No One Has to Bead Alone, and use the hashtag No One Has to Bead Alone. And that helps us a lot with keeping the workshops up and running. So thank you very much, everyone, and let's have a wonderful class together. And thank you, Chris. Sharon has to watch from the vet's office. What happened to the kitty, Sharon? Elena is using PRECIOSA Firebox colors, by the way. I hope nothing serious, Sharon. In the meanwhile, here are the first images, the first 3 steps. And we start, I always use FIRELINE 0.12 millimeter or 4LB, and I start by picking up 3 pieces of MIYUKI DELICA 11s. I join them into a little triangle by beading through all the beads, starting with the first one more time, and then I bead through the very first one for a third time too. So when I pull my thread, I leave a 10 to 12 centimeters, 5-6 inches long tail that I will secure and trim later. So when I pull my thread, then I have this tiny triangle with the tail and the working end hanging from opposite directions from the same bead. And in step 2, I add the same color of MIYUKI DELICA 11s in between the ones that I have picked up in the very first step. So then the motif becomes a little bigger triangle. And I want to continue through the beads until I am exiting the second new one that I have added. So this is how it looks like at the moment. And in step 3, I switch to the first color of my round 15 seed beads. I pick up 6 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I bead through the same DELICA bead that I am exiting. Step 4, I bead through the first round seed bead that I have added. I skip the second one. I bead through the third round 15. This is what makes, instead of a circle, it makes this pointy shape from the round 15s, skipping the second and actually the fourth seed bead too. But between the third and the, skipping the second and the fifth, but between the third and the fourth one, I add a MIYUKI DELICA 11 in the same color as before. But actually, how you combine the colors, if you use the same number of colors, that you go for 2 DELICA colors and you go for 3 size 15 colors, or you keep it simple, or you change it up completely, it's up to you. It's one way how you can personalize this little jewel. And in step 5, I will repeat actually steps 3 and 4. So I bead through 2 DELICA beads first, to a DELICA that is on the corner of this triangle, and then I add the 6 round 15 seed beads, and then I repeat the thread path kind of through the round 15 seed beads, but skip the second and the fifth one, and I add a DELICA bead between the third and the fourth round 15 seed beads. I don't see any comments coming in, so I hope that you can still see me and hear me. I don't know still that what's going on with Sharon's cat. So I hope that you can still hear me and see me. I'm going to repeat now the previous steps. So I picked up 6 pieces of round 15 seed beads. Robina can hear me and see me. Thank you. Kota says, we are beading, of course. Sorry, ladies, I always keep disturbing you with like, comment, write me something, tell me how are you doing, while you are just trying to focus and I'm just trying to make a conversation. But it's easy for me. I can talk and bead at the same time most of the time. But you have to type. Yeah, that's harder. So I'm skipping now this second seed bead. Okay, Joyce just got her needle threaded. I hope that means, Joyce, that you found your colors and you made a plan. But sometimes it's also very fun, I think, to just bead without a plan and just start beading a motif. That's what I usually do when I'm designing this. No one has to bead alone motifs for you. And then let's see, where does it go? How do you feel about that usually, ladies, when you start working on a motif? Like these ones that we bead usually on Fridays, because these are most of the time absolutely universal, that you can make earrings and pendants and necklaces and bracelets and brooches and whatever you like, rings. We have even seen some anklets in the club, I think. So they are absolutely universal. Do you already have a plan when we start the class? Do you already know what are you going to make? Or does the idea somehow present itself when you are working on it or you are finishing the motif? How is it with you? Usually I don't know with these motifs what I am going to make. I'm just playing, enjoying the process, and then I decide usually at the very end. Also depending, of course, on the components that I have available at the moment, or on my mood, of course. That's what I am going to make. Kata says, the motif tells me what it wants to be, usually a set. Indeed, I hope everyone checked out Kata's 𝐂𝐄 earrings, and especially her 𝐂𝐄 bracelet matching the earrings, because they are beautiful. Really well done, Kata. And Kathy says, it depends on the feeling while beading. Is it fun to make? Then a bracelet can be made. I get it. Yeah. If you like the thread pass, colors, whatever, then of course you are in the mood of making more of it. Oh, 𝐂𝐻𝐈𝐂𝐄 is making some long earrings. I love long earrings. And Marian says, I never know upfront what it will become. Also, ladies, check out the beautiful pendant that Marian made in the Beading School Club. I really love Marian's solution with the glass cabochon. And Chris says, sometimes I do, but then again, something changes when I finish the project. I think it's nice to just go with the flow, and who says that we can't change our plans? Beading is our hobby, it's fun. Let's do whatever feels good to do. And Eleanor says, often I have some idea, but almost as often the result is something different than what I thought from the start. And that's good, because then it means that the idea is evolving, and you are like, even if it feels like playing, but you are actually like progressing with your designing skills, and that's awesome. And I can really see that in your beautiful bracelets that you make, especially the bracelets. You always come with a very innovative idea. Alicia's flower that you made recently, for example. And Elena says, or winner of the bead embroidery category of the competition, she says, usually the idea comes after studying the design of components and looking for materials. While choosing the colors, somehow it becomes clear what this motif wants to become in my hands. And 𝐂𝐲 will do a full necklace now. Diane, hi, nice to see you. And let's get to step 6 in the meanwhile. So in step 6, I am starting by beading through 3, 4, 5 of the seed beads, the round seed beads. I can, but I don't have to skip this DELICA in between. It depends how do I feel. But what's important that I want to exit the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th round 15 seed bead in with my thread hanging towards the middle of the motif. And then I pick up a 4mm PRECIOSA BICONE bead, and then I bead through 2 round 15ths in the direction of the DELICA. I skip the DELICA, but it's up to you. Then I go through 2 more round 15ths, and I continue adding PRECIOSA BICONE beads in this way all around the motif. And hi, Belinda! Or US beaders just joining us, some of them. Ladies, it was so nice to see some pictures and read about your hometowns, or where have you lived before and where do you live now. We had a little like let's get to know each other topic in the Beading School Club, so everyone was telling a bit about the place where she lives, and it was really nice to see also some pictures and to read about where you spend your days. So now in step 7, I want to start adding new beads when I am exiting around 15 seed bead after the BICONE bead. So this is how I'm holding my little motif at the moment. And then in step 7, I pick up 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of my second color of DELICA 11 seed beads, and then I bead through the round 15 that is before the BICONE bead and also the BICONE bead. And now, after the BICONE bead, I bead directly into the DELICA beads. This is already step 8. I bead through 3 of the new DELICA beads. I pick up 1 piece of my second color of round 15 seed beads, I continue through the last 3 MIYUKI DELICA 11s, and then I bead directly through the BICONE bead. And in step 9, I do the same with the second and the third PRECIOSA BICONE, that I add 6 DELICA beads and then around 15 seed bead in the middle. And hi Georgie, Sia, a beading friend from Hungary joining us too. Before we would have started with the class, then I was a bit playing with the motifs that I already have here. And I will unfortunately not have the time to bead a second variation out of the Frida motif. So I will not be able to realize what I was thinking about, but I was just playing with the motifs that I already have, that I think it would be also really nice to connect several of these. Maybe imagine this without the other triangle on the top, and then some bigger rivolis bezeled, and then another triangle, another rivoli bezeled, and so on. That I think it would also look really cool and really summery with 3 of the motifs, a necklace with 3 motifs in the middle, and then maybe a smaller rivoli here. What do you think? Or you can make, for example, a bracelet, in that case, with like the 2 triangles joined to each other. You can of course use any kind of beads that you have on hand or that you like, instead of the PRECIOSA faceted rounds that I have used. And then maybe a bezeled cabochon, and then again the 2 triangles. And I think you can make a really cool bracelet also. Or you can, as for example, I was thinking about the purple velvets, because my original is the purple velvet chaton, that I was thinking that the purple velvet is actually available also in a glass version. And even if the chaton is PRECIOSA and the glass one is glass, then they are close enough to each other, not 100% the same, but super close to each other, that it's also possible to play with the different sizes of the round-shaped cabochons in between, maybe even a statement piece with a 27 millimeter one in the middle. So really, as Sarah says, endless possibilities. So I'm excited. What will you come up with? But yeah, back to the motif that I am working on, and that will become the top triangle of the one that I am working on. So I have added DELICA beads, and I have added around 15 attached to my second PRECIOSA BICONE. And I'm heading towards the third one to do the same. And I used the matte. This is the Pink Sapphire matte. I used the matte PRECIOSA BICONEs a lot lately since we extended what we have from this finish. But I know that for many of you, this was not love at first sight, the matte PRECIOSA beads. And it was maybe the first time that you were actually holding them when you received them from us. And I wanted to ask, how do you feel about the matte beads? Did you start using them? Did you start loving them? There were part of our beaders who were like, oh my god, this is love. And another part who were like surprised that they actually exist. So I'm curious, what are your feelings about the matte beads at the moment? I always loved matte ones, by the way. Like, I mean, also DELICA beads in matte colors. Okay, I think it's pretty obvious from also the seed beads that I am using today, because except of the metallic dark bronze, everything is matte what I am using today. I just realized. And Kata loves the matte with all capitals. Gunel also, without capitals, but also loves them. And Belinda loves the matte beads too. I'm super happy about that, ladies. Sarah says, love the matte beads, beautiful to combine with shiny beads. Exactly. Alicia, hi Alicia. Matte 15s, you mean the green ones? It's 2028. Gunel is beginning to use them. Annie really likes them. Elena says, I really love matte beads and use them, I think, in every design. I think me too. Katie says, I love matte and opaque beads. I already used matte in my Alicia's flower. You had a very beautiful necklace. It was funny that you and also your sister Tanya both beaded a full necklace. It was nice to see them next to each other. And Cora says, not sure about the matte yet, but then I only received them a little while ago. They could still grow on me. Yeah, it doesn't have to be like right away a big affectionate relationship. Who knows? But I'm curious, Cora, like keep us updated that what do you make with them, if you like them or don't like them. I'm curious. Okay, Claire has a very affectionate relationship. Robina says, I have never used the matte BICONEs before because I have already used Swarovski, but I think they are fantastic. Yeah, I think Swarovski, I'm not sure if they had matte beads a long time ago, but then they stopped making them, and Preciosa has lots of shades, even like matte AB that are like absolute love. Yeah, Brit Marie agrees. Connie too, and Karina too. But ladies, just so you know, even if I love matte beads, if you would want to say like, Erika, I don't have any idea what do you like about matte beads, please don't never be afraid to say something like that. Okay? You can always tell me if you don't like turquoise. Of course, I will never understand that if someone doesn't like turquoise, because turquoise is the best color. Okay, just joking. You can even hate turquoise, but it's really like seeing how different we are or not, because nearly everyone loves matte beads. And caresses. But talking about matte BICONEs, to me, BICONEs have always added the sparkle to a design. I use matte beads all the time and love those. Yeah, matte seed beads, we are very used to those, I think. I'm not sure they were around when I started to bead like 15 years ago. I'm not sure, or maybe just the selection of the bead shop where I used to go was not that great. But I discovered matte seed beads not right at the beginning, and it was really a life-changing occasion for me. So now, step 10, I am exiting a PRECIOSA BICONE bead, a matte one, and then I bead up through 3 MIYUKI DELICA 11s and the round 15 between the two groups of 3, and then starting out from the round 15, I will add groups of 6 round 15s in my third color, always between the round 15 on the corner and between the DELICA 11 that is in between two groups of round 15 seed beads in my first color. So, picking up 6, beading through the DELICA, picking up 6 more, 3, 4, 5, 6, beading through the round 15. 6 more, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, beading through the DELICA, and so on. And this is the step that gives these nice angled shapes all around the motif. And hi, Lynn! Lynn says, matte seed beads have been around since about 1995 when I had my bead shop, but seem to get popular in the last 10 or so years. Thank you so much for the info, Lynn. And Lynn loves matte too. So yeah, indeed, then it was not stocked by the bead shop where I started out my beading journey, but yeah, they were not a new addition. They really like, for example, this matte rainbow frosted kind of finishes that are coming around recently. But in general, all kinds of matte colors. What I can't really, I have never been able to work with nicely, then those are, for example, the transparent silver lined beads. That's something that I never could build up any kind of relationship with. Do you have something? Okay, I think we can safely say that most of us, we love matte beads in one form or another. But do you have something that you don't like to touch? Some type of bead, some type of finish? I'm curious. I'm adding now my last group of 6 round 15s, beading through the metallic bronze round 15 from a previous step. And now, in step 11, I will attach these beads, always 2 round seed beads in the middle of a group of 6 with square stitch to the MIYUKI DELICA that is under them. The MIYUKI DELICA is always the one in the middle of a group of 3. So what I'm doing is starting out from around 15 on the corner, in my case the bronze one, I bead through 4 out of the 6. I bead in the opposite direction through the DELICA in the middle, and then I bead through the last 2 seed beads one more time, and then I continue. The last 2, I mean what I went through. So if I number them, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then before going through the DELICA, I beaded through beads number 1, 2, 3, 4, and now after beading through the DELICA, I am beading through beads number 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I continue through the DELICA, just like before, and again 4 seed beads, and I attach the last 2 round 15 seed beads with a square stitch, a single square stitch, to the MIYUKI DELICA under them. And then I reach the corner of the motif. Then in step 11, I am also adding some more beads on the corners of the triangle. So I pick up a group of DELICA, round 15 DELICA, and then I'm heading into the seed beads. And let's see, I'm very curious to learn about your not so affectionate relationships with beads. Kata says, Silverline is my no-go zone mostly. Katy says, I don't like neon. Have some misbots in my stash and I hate them. And Martinez says, I think I feel you, Katy, by the way. I was sent some neon beads by a company years ago. I can't go there. I can't touch them. They are like so at the bottom of my stash that I don't even want to like accidentally like no, neons are no. Not necessary to talk more about them. Martinez says, Silverline for me too, as the silver disappears quickly by wearing it. So true. Also true for some of the copper-lined colors. Now I am using only MIYUKI DELICA because I find them a lot more regular than Toho's, and I'm super happy with the colors. But before, I used to be a Toho girl, and there was this beautiful copper-lined alabaster, whatever, pink. It was beautiful. I beaded a big piece of it, and yeah, goodbye color. And Kata says, I can't anymore say that I don't use black and white. You got me with my last post. Indeed, Kata. Indeed. That's true for me too. Recently, I used black for something. I can't recall now what did I bead with black recently, but I used black. And actually, I want to use the matte black Preciosa crystals. I think that will be interesting. And Elena feels the same about Silverline. She says, Silverline beads are good for some opaque, not very bright cabochons for chrome. Oh, okay, sorry, I just saw the beginning of your sentence. So, for some opaque, not very bright cabochons for contrast, so I use them in bead embroidery. And Annie says, transparent bead are hard to see, but I love them. That is the only one, but dark bronze is my favorite. Dark bronze is cool. Dark bronze is also so nice to see, nice to combine. For me, like the dark bronze, then the matte nickel plated, those are absolutely, or the nickel plated also absolutely my go-to colors. And Annie, you have the starline pendant as your profile photo, and that's so cute. And oh, thank you so much. And Lynn says, Silverline beads have a square middle and are usually a bit bigger than others. They used to be called 𝐂𝐋𝐈𝐂𝐿s, but descriptions have changed, I notice. I'm never 100% sure that what is actually a 𝐂𝐋𝐈𝐿. I thought that 𝐂𝐋𝐈𝐿 is the same as seed bead, but if it's limited only one type of seed bead, then I get confused. I stick to seed beads. The name seed beads, I mean. And indeed, the size can be an issue. And Sarah says, don't like neon and not transparent so much. 𝐂𝐋𝐈𝐂 is using black DELICA beads. Brit Marie doesn't like silver lined and neon. Lynn says, I visited a seed bead factory and they had a demo on how the silver rod made the center silver lined in Italy. That must have been so cool to see, Lynn. Like, I really hope that soon I will be able to start traveling a bit again. I think I will not return to that much traveling as before. But one of my plans and dream becoming a plan, is to visit some factories of beads. We are like talking to some, well, we are in constant contact with some factories in the Czech Republic especially, and with some we are talking about an in-person visit, and I think that would be wonderful, and then I could show you around and how something is made. So I hope that can become true soon. And Sarah says, I love bronze and pewter as base colors. Pewter is also a very nice one. And Robina has a question. So, when you are designing, do you pick out the beads in the colors, sizes that you want to use first and then create a piece with them? Or do you have a design in mind and then pick the beads? Super good question, thank you. So usually it starts indeed with not all of the beads that I use for a design, but at least some of them. That the shape, or most of the time the colors, or colors together, a specific combination of colors, is like just shouting my name, that Erika, you have to beat something with us, you have to beat something with us. Like, for example, here it was the pink opal sapphire and the yellow delica, and so I start with like 2-3 beads that I absolutely want to use, and then I gradually add the rest as the design is being born. So there are beads at the beginning of the project, but then as the design is being born, then there are more beads added to it. And when I am designing the bigger pieces, like the competition pieces, then what I like to do there, I start also with some, usually the focals, with some focal components. And there pretty quickly, like, an idea starts to come together. So it's not anymore only about the beads, but when I do a bigger piece, then it has to have a story. And those kind of pieces, those take, well, that was made for the Battle of the Beadsmiths, for example. So that's exactly 2 months that I was working on it. So then it's changing, and usually I am like collecting lots of components, focals and beads that could be included in the design. And usually it's like a big how do you say it, like lots of beads and components. And then sometimes I eliminate stuff from it, or simply, if I used everything, then the necklace would be like 3 meters big, so I can't. So yeah, beads keep inspiring me, but when it's a big piece, then there is also like an idea, a story, and that is also shaping the design. And Sorry, Anita, I just noticed your question. So in step 11, you are attaching the middle two round 15 seed beads with square stitch to the middle delica out of a group of 3. So after you have beaded through 4 round 15 seed beads, you bead through the delica bead in the middle of the group that is next to the round 15s, but in the opposite direction. It's called square stitch. And then you bead through the last 2 seed beads that you have beaded through one more time and continue through 2 more. And then on the corner you pick up, okay, I'm looking for delica beads. I have so few left out of these matte silver ones. I will actually have to wait for some more before I would be able to finish the earring. I want to grab here on my second bead. On my second bead mat, I still have just like 5 pieces. So on the corner, I add a group of delica and round 15 and delica, and then I continue through 4 round 15 seed beads. I pull my thread, I bead through the delica in the middle in the opposite direction, and then again through the last 2 round 15 seed beads, and I continue through 2 more round 15 seed beads and the next delica bead. Anita, did this make sense for you? Please let me know. And by the way, what's left out of the little triangle is only that you bead all around the edge one more time while you skip the round 15s on the corners, and that makes the corners of the triangle sharper. And the connections, those are completely up to you. As you can see, I added a rivoli, I added here the faceted round crystal beads, but you can finish it in many different ways. And Anita says that it's okay. Then I'm happy. Joyce would like to see that again. Then one more time. So now I am starting out from, luckily this motif is one that I can continue doing this like all around until my thread fits into the holes. So I can do it. I can do it all over and all over again without frogging first. So I'm starting out here from the delica bead that I have added in between 3 and 3 of the round 15 seed beads. I bead through 4 of the round 15s out of a group of 6. Then I bead through a delica bead that is next to this round 15s and which is in the middle of a group of 3. I bead now towards me. And now I bead again from the direction, from me to the other side, through the 2 seed beads that I went through before I was beading through the delica, and the last 2. So I bead through 4 round 15s, then on the other side of the triangle again I beaded through 4 round 15 seed beads, I bead through the DELICA in the middle of the group towards me, and then again in the original direction through the last two round 15s. I bead it through, and the two remaining from the same group. Joyce, how is it? Was it possible for you to follow this part? 𝐂𝐋𝐈𝐂𝐄 says that hers is a beautiful sturdy triangle. I'm super happy about that, 𝐂𝐋𝐈𝐂𝐄. I'm curious to see your long earrings. So, I think I have plenty of thread passes. And do you ladies have any questions left? Okay. Joyce could follow. Thank you, 𝐂𝐋𝐈𝐂𝐄. So, ladies, if you don't have questions left, then I will say goodbye to you for today. And I am really looking forward to seeing your beautiful creations after the class. And we will see each other next week on Friday, for no one has to be alone. In August, we don't have coffee time with Erika. So I'm taking a little partial holiday and working on other stuff. So see you next week. Don't forget about the Summer Spirit component sale. We still have left some from the Summer Spirit boxes, which contain also the tassels, the flowers, and all kinds of really fun components, including the colorful filigree. And there are about €100 worth of components and beads and cabochons in the box for the price of 75. You also get free shipping automatically. You also get a little inspiration booklet, and 2 weeks from now we will have a Summer Spirit party where we will meet through Zoom and we can show each other what we have created from the boxes. And besides the collections, until Tuesday we have 15% off of the components that are similar or coming also in your box. So that's running until Tuesday. And bye Martina, and bye Joyce, and bye Donna, bye Teresa, bye Corinne. Robina loved today, her first time beading with us. Bye Maria, Sarah, Brit Marie, Shaila. See you next week, ladies. Bye bye. And thank you for today.